Hi everyone. One of the most frequent question I have received is it possible to stay in Europe after I finish my program? Is it possible to find a job and stay in Europe? Had a little interview with Amanda, who studied tourism and culture development program, and now she's sharing her experience after she graduated and she decided to stay in Europe. Hello Amanda, nice to have you here. Thank you for coming and sharing your experience with us.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
Before we will start talking about your experience after you finished the program, can you tell us where you're from and a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm from the United States. I'm from a state called Delaware on the East Coast. Just before the program started, I had just finished up a 4-year bachelor's program at the University of Delaware in hotel, restaurant, and institutional management with minors in global studies and history. My undergraduate program was also a globally oriented program. It was called World Scholars, and through that I did 2 semesters abroad in my 4 years there.
Can you tell us about the process of searching for a job? Because this is something what many students are afraid, and I would like to know, when did you start searching for the job and what was the process like?
So my situation is a little bit unique because of COVID. I was in the UK for most of the program. I wouldn't have been if COVID hadn't happened, but because I had that opportunity, I began my job search pretty early. Relatively, I started searching for full-time positions while I was finishing up my thesis. I was in the final draft stages and, putting together my final presentation and things like that. And then I had started looking on LinkedIn and Indeed. I was also looking for some university positions, so I had some university recruitment sites that I looked at. It was very stressful as a non-European and a non-UK citizen. I was very worried about visa processes. There was a new visa being introduced as it was happening, and I had little to no information on what that was like and if I would qualify. But I am able to qualify for it. I'm currently on a graduate route visa extension in the UK, which is an additional 2 years that I have the right to live and the right to work full time, which is very helpful. And that's something that I got through the Erasmus degree from the University of Glasgow.
This is actually something what really interests me. So it's actually possible after your studies to prolong your visa for 2 years, even if you don't have a job, or you already need to have a job offer?
No, it's self-sponsored basically. So you have 2 years additional. You can work. You don't need to work. You do need to be resident in the UK in order to qualify for it. For example, you couldn't return to a European country or your home country and apply. You need to be in the UK to send the application in and to qualify for it. But you don't need to have an active job offer. You can still be searching for a job with the graduate route.
Can you tell us what do you do now? What is your work? What is your position?
So I'm currently a digital marketing assistant. Primarily, I'm focused on optimizing our website performance and listings on our website, doing things like proofreading and making sure that members and businesses' listings are up to date and that they're getting the best that they can out of their listings with us.
I would like to know, how much was the True DC program helpful in regards to this position?
Well, the program required a lot of independence, high levels of organization because of how many intricate parts there were moving at all at once, including visa processes, needing to quickly adapt to new environments, new professors, new countries, things like that. And all of those kind of soft skills were very useful in the process to find a job, and also they're incredibly useful now that I have the job. I think that I am much more organized now than I was before I started the program, sort of because the program required me to be. And also a lot of the research that I did during the course of the program has been helpful. Things like e-marketing, branding of destinations, lots of management of destinations and cultural heritage. So a lot of things are very useful knowledge that I picked up.
Do you think that particularly studying Erasmus Mundus program made you competitive in the market, or did you find that you were starting from similar position as other fresh graduates?
I think it's a bit difficult to say because going into the tourism field post-COVID is a challenging environment anyway. But I do think that having the skills that I did for adaptation, for cultural communication, cross-cultural communication, and generally just how the levels of organization that the program required me to do, and my thesis project, I think those all set me apart as an applicant.
I think as you mentioned, there is a big depth and question mark, especially for tourism industry. And also a lot of people are scared about the visa as non-Europeans. So talking to you, it seems that it's difficult, but it's possible.
Definitely, it definitely is possible. As more time goes on, tourism is really trying to kick off again, especially here in the UK. So there's lots of opportunities that are opening up. Lots of regional and national tourism boards are opening up new positions. And also more and more information is coming in about the visa process now that it's been in place for a few months. So that's a lot better moving forward than it was when I was doing it.
Is there something what would you have done differently now when looking back in terms of anything?
I wish I had, for the earlier projects in the program, say in semester 1 when we were in Dumfries studying at the University of Glasgow, I wish I had looked at my projects more as potential resources for my future job rather than just classroom assignments. That was a really useful mindset to have in the later courses, because I have actually used those papers as part of my application, and all of the knowledge that I picked up in looking into those has really helped me in my work life already. I've only been at the company for a month, and it's already such a huge help.
I think it's very important what you're saying. Don't just taking the class as something you just need to go through, but also getting more experience in the long term, looking for, you will be applying for a job. So if I understand well, if you want to stay in Europe after the program, you need to apply for the visa, but then you are free to stay up to 2 years since you finish the program.
Just an important correction to that is that's only for the UK, because the UK is no longer part of the EU. So if you are looking to stay in the EU, I'm certain that there's a very different process for that. And I don't have any information on that.
So this is related to the UK.
Yes.
Do you have any recommendations for students who are either doing this or applying for the Tour DC program or any Erasmus Mundus programs and wish to stay after the program in the UK?
Maintain relationships early. The professors that you meet and any other academic staff that you meet may very well be very good for references or points of contact if you're looking for a job. I know my dissertation advisor, Ricardo, I put him down as a reference for the job that I got, and it was a successful reference. And I also know that there are several other professors who I could have reached out to during the job search process who have amazing connections all over the world. So that's one of the benefits of doing a truly international degree, is you get connections from everywhere. Another suggestion I have is to make really good friends, honestly, because they will be your biggest resource going through the program and afterwards. In my time in the program, I met some of the best friends that I've made in my life, and we're still in contact. We're still helping each other out with work assignments or interview practice, things like that. And it's a really good environment to make lifelong friendships in.
Nice. Yeah, that's something what I'm also mentioning a lot in my YouTube videos, that the program is not just about what you gain through the assignments, but it's this international experience of meeting friends and learning about other cultures. So thank you for saying that. Thank you very much, Amanda, for taking your time and sharing your experience, especially about the job offers. Actually, one thing, how many job applications did you send?
Oh, a lot. I think I made a spreadsheet. I think I was up to about 40 or 50 by the time that I got my application, but I had several interviews along the way that I considered, but this offer was, I think, the best of them, obviously.
Are you happy at your current job?
Extremely, yes.
Well, that's great. That's great. I hope you liked this video. Please make sure to subscribe this channel, give it a like, and see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.